Hey, if you're new here, welcome. And if you've been watching for a while, thanks. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep telling these, but I need to keep going because I think it's still watching. My name's Tyler. I'm 31. I just moved into a small apartment in Chicago. Nothing fancy, creaky floorboards, weird stains on the ceiling, but cheap enough that I didn't ask questions. The landlord didn't even show up on move-in day, just left a key in a rusted lockbox. When I stepped inside, the place felt stale. Not dirty, just forgotten. There was a cardboard box in the closet. No label. Inside, an old Sony camcorder. The kind with the mini tapes. It was dusty, but the battery still had life. I turned it on. The playback screen blinked once, and then a video started playing. I didn't press anything. It just began. Footage of this exact apartment. Same carpet, same couch, same torn curtains. But there was no one in the video. Just the camera slowly moving from room to room like someone was filming a walkthrough. The weird part, I hadn't unpacked yet, but in the video, the apartment was already set up, with furniture I didn't own. I paused the video, rewound it, and saw something that made my stomach twist. A man maybe in his 30s, walks past the frame for half a second. He's holding the camera, filming the mirror. And in the reflection, behind him, is someone else. Tall, thin, motionless, just standing in the doorway. I turned the camcorder off, threw it back in the box. But later that night, I heard something click. The camcorder was back on. I hadn't touched it. I looked at the screen, and it was showing live footage of my apartment, but the angle was wrong. The shot was from inside the closet, pointed directly at my bed. I wasn't alone. Someone, something, was in that shot. I turned to look in real life. Nothing. I turned back to the screen. Still there, just watching. I should have thrown the thing out. I meant it. I grabbed the box, marched to the dumpster behind the building. But when I opened it again, the camcorder was gone. In its place was a VHS tape, unlabeled, wrapped in a sticky paper note, for words written in shaky, uneven ink. Watch before it happens. I should have walked away, burned it, ignored it. Instead, I found an old TV with a VCR at a thrift store. Hooked it up that night. Put the tape in. Static then. The image faded in. It was my apartment. Again. But this time, it wasn't empty. I was in the frame, sitting on my couch, wearing the same hoodie I had on right then. I paused it, looked down. Same hoodie, same stain on the sleeve. I hit play. On screen, I stood up, walked to the door, paused, then slowly turned back to the camera, and whispered something. The sound was distorted, like the voice was underwater. But I could tell what I said. It's behind you. I froze, didn't turn around, couldn't. But in the tape, the moment I said those words, something moved across the far wall. Just a shadow. Quick. But it wasn't my shadow. It was too tall, and it bent the wrong way as it walked. The recording flickered, skipped ahead. Now, the version of me on tape was asleep. In bed, camera angle had changed. Now it was being filmed from the ceiling, like a corner surveillance cam. There was something crouched on the edge of the bed, not moving, You could hear it. Long, ragged breaths. Unplugged the TV, but the screen stayed on. Bright, flickering, and the image changed. This time, it wasn't a recording. It was me. Now, standing in front of the TV, it was live. Except, in the reflection, I wasn't alone. Behind me stood the figure. No face. Just shifting static where its head should be. It raised its hand. So did I. Then it lowered it. I didn't. I ran. Left the apartment. Checked into a motel across town. Didn't sleep the next morning. I returned. Everything was untouched, except the tape. It had ejected itself. And someone or something had carved into the label, "You watched it knows." That night, I tried to sleep again. But I kept waking up. 3:17 a.m. always. And every time, the TV turned itself on. No sound. Just a still image. Me, sleeping, with something standing in the doorway behind me. It gets closer in every frame. It's been 3 weeks. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't mean that metaphorically. I mean it literally. Because now, every time I see myself in a mirror, in a window, on my phone camera, it's not me. The reflection moves slower. The smile comes half a second too late. And sometimes, it watches me longer than I watch it. I threw the tape out. Burned it. Didn't matter. The next morning, it was in the hallway. Propped against my door. Still warm. I didn't touch it. But that night, the camcorder turned itself on again. And this time, it didn't show the apartment. It showed a basement. Stone walls. One dim bulb, swinging. And in the middle, tied to a chair, was someone crying, muffled sobs, shaking. I leaned in closer to see their face, and nearly screamed. It was me. Beaten, gagged, eyes wide with fear. On the screen, I looked up right at the camera and started shaking my head, begging silently, like I knew someone was watching, like I was begging me not to keep looking. Then the tape glitched, the image fractured, and the screen went black. Except for one word in white typewriter font. A CC. My apartment lights died, and the mirror across the room cracked down the center on its own. Since then, I haven't slept. Every time I doze off, I wake up in places I don't remember walking to. Once, I woke up in the closet, door locked from the inside. Another time, I was standing barefoot in the hallway of a different building, holding the camcorder, still recording. Last night was the worst. I came home. Everything felt wrong. The furniture was in different spots. The kitchen smelled like sulfur. My phone had dozens of photos in the gallery, all from angles I never shot. Every photo showed me sleeping or looking right into the lens, unaware, or with the figure. Sometimes beside me, sometimes behind me, sometimes wearing my face. I don't remember taking any of them. But the final photo, it was of me sitting exactly where I was, looking at the phone, holding the phone, just like that exact moment. It had already happened, or was happening now. I looked up and saw the camcorder recording. I don't own it anymore, but it always shows up wherever I am, whenever I look away, and today, something changed. I looked in the mirror, and the reflection blinked, but I didn't. Then it smiled and whispered, "It's your turn to watch." And now, I'm here, telling you this, recording it, because I don't know how much longer I'll be me. If you find a tape, a camcorder, a recording of someplace that looks too familiar, don't press play. Please. Thanks for watching, whispered ghosts. Maybe it hasn't chosen you. Yet like, share, subscribe, while you still can. Because once you start watching, it watches back. Good night.